Alright everybody, how's it going? It's Matt10. Welcome to my final video for PES 2017 demo. The basic thinking here is, are ball physics going to be enough? I'm going to go into that a little bit more, but this is just going to be a full gameplay just in the background for you to check out. Going to make some points here and there. But the big thing, that I really want to leave with this message is the fact that one, we're really close to getting this full game. So again, any comments are made in regards to only the demo, not in regards to the full game, right? I still see a lot of potential, and you see that potential from how the demo's been. Okay? So that's a big thing I always want to emphasize, that I'm not talking about the full game. I'm talking about the demo. Some things, again, may be different. I really hope are different in the full game than they are the demo. I know that goes without saying, but you just never know. You get those smart aleck comments once in a while. And they're like, they just say, hey, wait for the full game. You don't know what you're talking about. This is a demo. But anyway, I wanted to really discuss the gameplay, as I always do. The big thing for me right now that's kind of sticking in my head are ball physics going to be enough for this game? Okay, and the reason I mention that is because I've harped on of how amazing this game has been playing, to the point where it's just really hard to put down, right? You really have a lot of fun. You get really immersed in the game. The ball moves amazingly well. I think PES 2017 is really the first time we've seen the ball become a separate entity to the player's feet and everything else. And that's a really, really big point to be made, because so many games throughout time, football games of course, have tried to make the ball a separate entity. But again, this is what's brilliant about football. It shouldn't be super easy to control the ball. It needs to have a lot more freedom in its own self. It's not to say that it's alive, but at the same time, if you think about it, the game is all around and all based around controlling the ball, right? And I think that's what PES 2017 does amazingly well, okay? But there are some things that are just hurting it that I have really slowly analyzed from the beginning, from the very first video we saw of PES 2017, whatever build it was, to now, where I've had it in my hands in terms of the demo for a good amount of time to really understand what are some of the issues. The big thing for me, and those of you guys that are on the forums that I visit, you'll know the big thing that I keep saying is tactical adherence. And all that means is the intensity, or the degree of intensity, that players throughout both teams have to sticking to their tactics. It's borderline robotic right now. There is a sense of staying right on the tactics, whether it's live or die, right? And you can see that so much from this video. You're looking at Barcelona. They are freaking out defensively. This press that is apparently what people think of pressing, to me it looks like just I don't know, like slapping somebody with a bulldozer versus an actual gradual press. It's running around with your head cut off, essentially. That's what this looks like to me. Again, demo versus full game, I really hope it's different, because there's such a subtlety about good defenses that is not apparent in this demo. Okay? That's why you can see me here using Corinthians. I'm able to move the ball freely against Barcelona, one of the best defensive teams that you can find in the world. The reason their attack is so good is because their defense is so good. They work the press properly, but they don't do it like this. This press is actually borderline, kind of, I don't know, not pee-wee football, but like youth football in a sense, where there's a big clump, and then the ball comes out of the big clump of kids kicking and screaming, right? And then they go and follow it. It's like just full of dust or something. Tasmanian devil, essentially. And then the ball comes out, and then there they go, right? And then the ball comes out again. Whoop! That big old pile goes the other way. That's exactly what it looks like to me when I play, and then when I watch it back right now. It's just kind of chaotic again. And I think what's really going to be difficult when the full game comes out is what difficulty to use. Because right now, Superstar is not very challenging whatsoever. It's it's an extreme. It's like either really, really high in the press, or really high to I don't know, battle for the ball essentially. But that's kind of a misunderstanding of like where what soccer is all about. Soccer is about, and football is about controlling the ball. It's not about just throwing tactics. It's not chess. It's the base of it should be controlling the ball first, and then all that other stuff can come afterwards. And this is what I've been saying since my first PES 17 video that I did. Tactics are second, but you can't get to step 2, the second part, if you don't get step 1 right. Okay? Step 1, a part of that is ball physics, why PES is going to be very fun to play, right? But what's going to get really tiring, I feel like, from what I've been playing, is that I'm just going to see so many things with the tactics, and it's going to be almost a crutch on why things are the way they are, why the flow of the match is the way it is. In real life, decision making from players as their own, it's not tactics only, right? Your coach may be shouting at you, maybe telling you what to do, whistling at you, whatever, and not everybody is in sync with what the tactics are, right? Tactics were discussed 15 to 20 minutes before the match started, or even sooner. Not everybody is going to be in tune with that, regardless if you're Barcelona, Flamengo, Corinthians, or youth soccer, some high school team. Tactical adherence is not that common, okay? It's based on the composition of players and how professional they are and what their experience level is, but they're also going to make mistakes because it's relevant to how that ball is being controlled. And PES, you see it so much, and you don't just see it in the game, but you see it with the community of PES. You see it with the guys who are going to comment on this video and have commented on my other videos. Oh, they're using the wrong form arrow. They're using a press. Their back line isn't high enough. Everything like that. And I get that. I understand that that's what it's going to be about, to kind of validate some of the decision making. But at the end of the day, it's about people. It's about human beings playing a game, trying to control a ball. And that's really what it comes down to. And that's where, when it's in terms of the ball, foot to ball with PES 17, the demo, of course, it's fantastic. But if you see right here, look how easy it is for me to break down Barcelona. Their overemphasis to press the whole time is, one, flawed logic, because they're pressing against Corinthians. If they just move their line height up, and then just do a regular press, not this kind of, this blitzkrieg press, if you will, I think you can definitely enjoy the subtlety of breaking down a defense. Breaking down a defense is not just quick passing here and there. It's about controlling the ball, about finding players that are open, and everything is not left to right, right to left. Basically what I mean is not up and down the pitch the whole time. And then the demo, again, I hope the demo is just because it wants to show all the amazing ball physics and everything else. That's going to come with PES 17. I really hope that's all it is, because again, and I'm not going to say this part's the crutch, but again, we're in the demo, so it's limited. So some of those tactics, those advanced instructions, etc., they might be the reason they're limited. I get that completely. I am a big understanding of that, that's the case. I really hope that, but at the same time, I don't think it should be the only reason why some of it just can be too chaotic at times. You know, I think people use tactics as a crutch in PES, and I think the community does that, and I think that's kind of how they've been promoted. It's all about these tactics. You know, the last time I played just a rec football, rec soccer, just, you know, kick about with my friends, nobody was talking about tactics. I know some of you FIFA guys, if you watched the Wembley Cup, that was I forgot the guy, Spencer. Thank you, Spencer HD. Awesome. You know, I love the content he produces. You know, it's less about FIFA now. It's more about, you know, community and getting YouTubers together and legends together, which is great. But I watched it and I was like, okay, you know, if you're a developer, you're a game developer, and you really just want to put a ball on the pitch, this is what you would show basically, right? You have one or two outstanding personalities on the pitch, outstanding players, of course, and that would be it. That's really all you need, and then you can build the fundamentals from there, and then after that, then you can do the tactics. It seems like PES has such a tactical adherence level that is just so intense that I'm afraid it's going to take over the beauty of this game, and it's gonna make it so robotic, right? Ball physics is great, but it's only going to go so far. If robots are controlling them, you know, and players are running away before the ball is even given up, you know, or pressing like chickens with their head cut off, there's going to be issues with the game. There's going to be decision-making things that are going to look weird, that have already started to look kind of strange from evidence of the demo, from other, you know, from some of my other videos that I've let out. And I know with anything, I haven't tried to be super critical, but I think in terms of my final thoughts, I'm still cautiously optimistic, but I'm also a bit concerned because I've seen such a consistency of such a high intensity of tactics. That's pretty much it. And I really, really hope it just comes down to gameplay of getting a ball in the middle of the pitch and going after it and controlling it, and just common sense of football, right? These are professional athletes. They don't need to be told where to go every single time. Even though the coach makes a big impact, you know, there's a chance that they may not listen, or not even that they don't listen, or that they just fail at getting in the right positions. You know, any team will do that, whether they have 1,000 level chemistry or anything like that. You know, I remember when I played in college, it was the same way. You may have a great coach, but it's all about the players and what they're listening to and in what scenario. Football, soccer is a very quick moving game in your mind, okay? But it's not that fast when you're playing it. There's a big difference about that. Like when you're anticipating what to do, moving into positions, anything like that, your mind is moving, but your body's moving just a little bit slower than that, okay? Because it's subtle. It's a subtle thing overall. It's little positionings here and there. Not sprinting back into a position, sprinting out of position. It's just subtlety. And I know I talked about transition and everything like that, but it's also about just gradual positioning, gradual pressing. So all I'm really asking, you know, for you guys just to understand is to educate yourself on the understanding of lowering the intensity of this tactical adherence, okay? Don't make such an emphasis of why some crazy decision making is made, you know, and say, oh, that's because of these tactics, let's just change those, right? And I'll refute that every time, because I'll be like, that's not football. That's not how we play the game. And that's something that I really hope that PES kind of steers away from. And it's going to start with the community asking less of that and more of just common sense football, and then building off the tactics to complement that. Okay? Again, I hope ball physics is enough for this game. It's a fantastic demo, probably the best demo of all time, and I don't take that lightly. That title's not given very lightly in my book. You guys know how particular I am about things. But it's a fantastic demo. It makes you want to just play one more, you know? And then you end up, you know, spending so much money in getting a PS4 instead of an Xbox One, which is what I did, because I want to be part of the community and part of the sharing community, and I'm really, really, really excited to get into that. As a longtime PC gamer myself, I'm still going to go into PC, of course, but I still want to play, have just a kind of plug and play in my sense of just getting in and just enjoying a Master League without having to worry about anything, and just really getting deep into this game. It's been so long. If you guys have been subscribed to my channel, you see how long it's been since I've actually done a Master League. I don't think I've ever done one on my channel, like from the get-go. Last time I really did one on my own offline was PES 13, right? So it's been so long for me to really play and get deep and engrossed into a game. Some of the things that are important to me aren't as important to other people. If they're not important to you, then I get that. This channel may not be for you. This is a very realistic based channel, but I also try to find the balance of the two, right? Not ultra realism, but also the balance of those of you who just plug and play, as I call it, just jump into a match and enjoy it, but also understanding that there's some fundamentals that are missing still. I'm not asking for it to replicate a 90-minute match, but I'm also asking that you can still break down teams a different way, in a more logical sense, without so many gaps being exposed, especially on the more difficult levels. There's a lot more that can be done. But yeah, guys, that's all I really want to talk about. Are ball physics going to be enough? What do you guys think? Put your comments below. I always appreciate your comments, guys. Let's send this demo off properly. Next week we'll be playing the full game, and I absolutely cannot wait. You'll see a couple more updates from me here with PES. I'm working on a somewhat highlight package of kind of the little things, as I call it. It's not going to be high quality. I'm not a highlight creator, but I'm really loving how the ball physics are and the physics in general of the game look. And I absolutely cannot wait for this full game, guys. So make sure to leave your comments below. Again, what do you guys think? Are ball physics going to be enough for this game? Make sure to put your comments below. As always, like, comment, and subscribe. Take care. Stay tuned. I mean, look right here again. They are so close to each other. For one, they're basically, they could hold hands if they wanted to here. It's really off-putting, and I can see it in my radar every time I play. Players really come close together. It's not the way they should be. They're basically caught in two minds. It's like we're attacking, but we're defending. That's not the purpose, of a back line in the attack.